So first of all, is there anybody out there who wants to guess how long SUSE has been in the operating system business? I can hardly see anybody. You want to shout out a number? There's a chameleon in it for the person who gets the right number of years. Who said 23? I heard a 23 over here. That's close. I have no idea where you are, so I'm just going to throw this and hopefully it gets somewhere close. No. I need one of those rubber bands. You can come get it afterwards. So first of all, the one thing that I started thinking about when we started looking at OpenStack and getting into that space was whoever wakes up first thing in the morning and says, boy, today I want to go buy an operating system. Nobody. I mean, you buy an operating system because it delivers certain capabilities that you need to drive your business, to build the next app, to just get your life done using a computer. So originally, operating systems were really designed to make it easy to write applications by abstracting hardware. They would also do things like schedule tasks, allocate resources, but fundamentally the idea was you provide a set of APIs that abstracts the hardware, the underlying hardware, the storage, the memory, networking away from the specific implementations of the hardware and enable you to write applications that will run in a wide variety of systems. Then came virtualization. And the idea behind virtualization was it's another level of abstraction on top of the hardware that just mimics the underlying hardware. And the idea is it allows you to provide multiple operating systems sharing a common set of resources running as independent virtual machines. So the idea was, constantly trying to make it easier and easier for us as end users, as consumers or operators, to consume compute resources in a fairly consistent, easy fashion. So now, you've got OpenStack. And at the beginning, so just as a historical anecdote, SUSE started working in the OpenStack community back in the Diablo Essex timeframe. We actually signed the contributors agreement before the foundation, and then we've been a platinum member of the foundation since the beginning. But at the start, really OpenStack was about how do I abstract virtualization. It was really mostly focused on compute. How do I consume compute resources spread across multiple servers, not just a single server? But the options were kind of limited. It was mostly KVM. There were very few options for back-end storage and back-end networking support. You kind of had a pretty limited view of what was going on. But it clearly provided value. The community started off small. But we just celebrated the 6th anniversary back in July. We've had at the OpenStack conference, similar to this in Asia Pac, they had 2,000 attendees. So clearly the community has grown, and so now we get to the present. OpenStack's a big, vibrant community. It's obviously solving real problems. We just heard PayPal just before this talking about how they're using it. We had Comcast yesterday talking about how they've got it in production. So it's clearly something that really exists to solve problems and people are using it. But now you look at it, and not only do you support KVM, now supports Hyper-V, supports VMware, supports Xen, it supports ZVM. It'll support Power KVM. So essentially, it becomes the abstraction layer at a compute perspective that enables customers to deploy a wide variety of hypervisors in an environment and then deploy workloads on top of that and let end users pick where they want to go. Also, much more flexibility in terms of storage. It's now a complete storage abstraction layer. Whether you're running Cinder, whether you're running Manila, you get to pick what kind of storage backend you want. It provides a consistent set of APIs that allow storage vendors to develop drivers to plug into that. So it's really starting to act like an operating system for the software-defined infrastructure. It abstracts networking. With Neutron, all the various software-defined networking players. So what you really start to see is that OpenStack has gone from a fairly straightforward, how do I get compute resources deployed on demand, to something that provides much more flexibility for operators and end users to deploy what they need to do to get their job done. So what does it do? It frees up IT. It makes the infrastructure more agile, more flexible. It enables the IT organizations and enterprises to deploy an infrastructure that more dynamically, more flexibly, to react to the requirements of the business. And as you've seen the end user stories that we've had from PayPal, Comcast, others, you can see how they've taken the technology and used it to help drive the business forward. It also reduces the risk of picking a platform. If you have KVM and it's working well, but you find out you've got some workloads that may run better on Hyper-V, you can pull those in and run those as a single cloud, completely transparently. And it does lower the risk somewhat in adopting new technologies. You can bring them in, try them out. If it doesn't work, bring in the next technology because, again, to some extent, your workloads are abstracted away from them. What we think it's become is the API for the software-defined infrastructure. So to some extent, the analysts who 5 years ago started calling it the operating system for the cloud are not too far off. It does a lot of the same things that what a traditional operating system has done, and it provides the same kind of capabilities in terms of abstraction. So where do we see this going in the future? I was going to put a slide up here that just had a bunch of shipping containers on here, because if you talk to people, you think the containers are the future of everything, which may be true. But that's an implementation detail to some extent. What the real question is what does the community want OpenStack to become? There was a session earlier today with some of my fellow members on the product working group talking about how we pull together roadmaps, how we're trying to define the intersection of user and operator requirements and how we communicate both the requirements back to the technical committees and also communicate back to the community what the technical committees are working on. And so this is one thing that I say, what's the future? The future depends upon what you want. And you have an opportunity to provide direct feedback through this process. I'm not going to present the whole thing. Shamail Zahir did this earlier today. The point is that we've got a community roadmap right here that is created by what we call user stories. And the user stories are done in the public. Anyone can log into GitHub and provide comments, provide edits to the user story. And I would encourage all of you to to participate in that. Some of the ones that we've been working on are high availability for virtual machines. So if you want to move stateful applications, from bare metal into the cloud, you can do that and get the same kind of reliability that you can get in a bare metal environment. So once we generate the roadmap, then we provide feedback through what we call the design series, where we go out and interview the PTLs, have them talk about what they're doing in each of their projects, and we put those up on the internet so that you can look at it at openstack.org. So this is kind of what the view is. So if you look at a specific project, like Nova, here's all the things that we do. We kind of drill down a little bit that talks about some of the features they're working on. And we try to do this by what we call themes. So we focus on what are the kinds of things enhancements we're trying to make over and above functionality. So whether we're trying to make things more manageable, make the user experience better, make it more scalable. So we try and define that, then kind of go a little bit deeper to talk about how each project fits against the stream, against the theme, and then we end up with the videos that I talked about at openstack.org. So the whole idea is, and this is really a call to action, is help us make sure that we're getting the right requirements into the process so that we can provide the kind of product and the kind of experience that you need. And just kind of a message from the sponsors here. We do have an OpenStack distribution. We've been shipping it for about 5 years at this point. Number of large customers taking advantage of it. We believe that it's a highly flexible, easy to install, and easy to manage environment. So I'd urge you all to kind of take a look when you get there. Now, to kind of wrap up, I don't know if, well, I guess you've all noticed, look at the program, that this was the downtown stage and this is the uptown stage. So I thought I'd share with you Sousa's view of uptown funk.
Do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
This bit uncontrolled, a bad bug, make my sister fold. This bug and the colonel, my uptown seasons freaking, spazzing. My manager's mad, it ain't pretty. I need caffeine, a big screen, gotta fix the server and a jiffy. It's too hot, hot patch. Cartor boys and go a hard man. It's too hot, hot patch. Make a sysadmin retire, man. It's too hot, hot patch. Said, holy cow, am I in the jam? It's too hot, hot patch. Telling you now, it ain't funny, service down. Live patch and hallelujah. Live patch and hallelujah. Live patch and hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to you. Saturday night and the service alright. Don't reboot it, just patch. Ow! Don't reboot it, just patch. 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 Hey, 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 ho! Don't reboot in it. Found a fix, grab code from Git, make a build, pass the test. Julio, make a pass, right to Provo, Nuremberg, Newberry in the UK. We got Linux, and there's no doubt gonna fix the server in a jiffy. I'm all green, hot patch. Called the Penguin and Chameleon. I'm all green, hot patch. Called Torvalds and call a hard man. It's too hot, hot patch. Yo, say my name, you know who I am. It's too hot, hot patch. I ain't a simple code monkey, nothing's down. Live patch and hallelujah. Live patch and hallelujah. Live patch and hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to you. Saturday night and the server's alright. Don't reboot it, just patch. 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 Hey, 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 ho! Before we leave, I'ma tell y'all a little something. Uptime, funk you up. Uptime, funk you up. Uptime, funk you up. Uptime, funk you up. I said uptime, funk you up. Uptime, funk you up. Uptime, funk you up. Uptime, funk you up. Come on, patch, get on it. If you're stable, then flown it. If you're online, then own it. Don't text about it, come show me. Come on, patch, get on it. If you're stable, then flown it. When it's Saturday night and the server's alright, don't reboot it, just patch. 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 Hey, 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 ho! Uptime, funk you up. Uptime, funk you up. Say what? Uptime, funk you up. Uptime, funk you up. Uptime, funk you up. Uptime, funk you up. Say what? Uptime, funk you up. Uptime, funk you up. Come on, hey. Uptime, funk you up. Uptime, funk you up.